Welcome to Coleman Report Live. I'm Bob Coleman, and we're talking Main Street and the small business lenders who help it grow. Joined by Lance Sexton and Katie Watucky. Good to see both of you. We have a ton of news, ton of Washington news. We love your questions. That's how they do it. Let's get into it. I think you all know certificates by now. And Lance, we just put out this new newsletter. It's for your board of directors. It's for your C-suite, specifically CFO, COO, those that aren't directly involved with managing your program. And what we do is we list the top 10. I think tomorrow we'll list a couple of the top 10 for July. And it's unlimited. Lance, you can send it to whoever you want in your institution.
Pretty awesome deal. And they need a basic, C-suite needs a basic overview of SBA lending, of PPP, of Main Street, of EIDL. They need to know these things in terms of managing the SBA department that's under them. So it's a great product.
And this newsletter is not going to tell you how to document equity injection or tell you how to transfer a PP or how to get forgiveness on a PPP loan. Well, we can't even tell you that yet. So we're definitely not going to put in newsletter. Hey, let's go to the poll questions. What percentage of your borrowers are having trouble paying rent? What's your answer, Lance?
Right now, none of mine are.
I think
okay.
Good. Yeah.
There are two things that are supporting and helping people pay rent. One, those who got PPP loans can pay a portion of that loan proceeds toward rent. The other thing is the CARES Act payments that are being made. Small business owners should be able to divert money they normally make on those payments toward rent. So I'm not seeing a lot, but I know all these things are coming to an end, and the question will be, who's having trouble paying rent after it all ends?
And we had a production meeting beforehand, and we all agreed we are not going to adopt a doom and gloom attitude, which tends to be prevalent. Joseph, I need you to go back to those percentages because I need to read them off. So on that, 39%, 0 to 3%, that's fine. 3 to 5%, another 25%. So Lance and Katie, we have 54%, which I would say are reasonable. That's a reasonable number. I mean, I like it a little bit higher, but 54% is not the world is crashing, correct?
These are encouraging results.
Yeah, I think so.
If we had gotten a huge percentage down in the 5 to 10 or over 10, but it's across the board.
A third.
I think as America continues to open up, hopefully we won't take many more steps back. Small businesses will start to get healthy again.
We decided to ask this question because we didn't want this lost in all the acronym alphabet soup programs that are coming out. These loans are still available. Have you done a loan in an opportunity zone? I know Joseph and I were in Puerto Rico a couple of years ago, and the entire island is an opportunity zone. Very briefly, the advantage of the opportunity loan is you get to defer the tax that you would have paid on that loan for a number of years. Don't hold me. Lance, you may know, Katie, you may know, I think it's in the 10 to 15 year category. It's not forgiven, but you can defer it. So 19% is actually higher than I thought. See, when I pause, that means you guys get to in.
That actually is higher than I thought too, Bob. Most of my market is not in the opportunity zone, so I've not had the opportunity to do that.
But remember, I mean, you can lend to these. The regulators tend to give you credit for it. I know there's when we were down there, Lance, there were a number of Georgia, southeastern banks, Florida banks, Georgia, who were lending money into Puerto Rico. So very interesting situation down there. I will leave you with one piece of trivia, which probably, well, I liked it, Lance. Do you know that Puerto Rico law is based on Spanish law and not English law?
That's interesting.
Yeah, so that's what we need. So you have they're all their laws and their codes and their attorneys, it's based on Spanish law. Anyway, okay, let's move on. That's finally, we'd like to know this. Has your company banned all non-essential travel again? Oh, there's the answer. Yes, no. Yes, 50%. No, 43%. Banco ZK has banned travel, right, Lance?
Yeah, we non-essential travel's off the books right now. Hopefully it'll come back. I mean, we're all anxious to get out and see the world, and participate in SBA lending conferences, and just participate in life. Our institution's taken a real strong stance to not only protect the health and well-being of our teammates, but also the health and well-being of our customers.
Boy, that sounds like a very good PR pitch. How long did it take you to memorize that one?
It was a tough one, Bob, but it's the truth. It's really the truth. I have seen steps taken that have really impressed me in terms of their desire to take care of and protect our team members.
And we will get back to normal. It may not be, well, it's definitely not going to be 2020, maybe a little bit in 2021. But we'll get back to normal. But it's going to take
I'm ready to go to an SBA lending conference. My last conference was one of the America West road shows in Denver in February. And, I'm ready to go to a lending conference soon. I bet you all are too.
Yeah. A lot of stuff is going on in Washington, and we thought we'd just give it a little overview. Basically, Lance, Katie, the big news is the unemployment expires July 31st. That's not going to expire. They will extend it. I don't think that's a shock to anyone. Katie, you're a little bit more up to speed on this than I am, but I don't see that bipartisan approach to this issue having outliers and starting to break apart. Do you?
Right. I don't think we're going to see too much of that because everybody does really care about the SBA program and just businesses in general. And this new CARES Act 2 is what they're calling this new congressional movement. And that's going to help everybody, including just regular people who are at home too. They're talking about doing additional stimulus checks and things like that, as well as doing some things like blanket forgiveness and doing some more focused lending and possibly doing second loans as well for small businesses that are still struggling.
Katie, do we know when the August break will be for Congress? And then we'll let Lance jump in.
I do not know that off the top of my head. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Lance.
I think my biggest heartburn with all of this, Bob, is how quickly they will respond. We're being told we'll see something this week. On a personal level, Bob, you and I both predicted we would have forgiveness guidance in June 30th. And, here we are in late July, we still don't have it. So on a personal level in my investment portfolio, I've moved some things around in anticipation of them not taking timely action just for a week or so, because I think the market will react if they don't pass something timely.
Yeah. Good luck predicting.
It's a personal thing, Bob. I sit and look at it, and I think there is bipartisan support. I do know it will get done, but the question I run into is exactly when.
I agree.
I think.
Yeah.
I think P4 or some version of that will pass. I think there will be stimulus payments in some form or shape, and I think there'll be an extension of unemployment at a much lower level, the unemployment federal boost that they gave. But the question is, can they, because what happened is when PPP came out, and I don't want to rant too much, when PPP came out, they had to act quick. They had to do something incredibly quick. And now,
are lockstep in that. Yes.
yeah, this time, even though there's bipartisan support for a solution, I'm hearing a lot more discussion about what needs to be included, which leads me to it may not get done when we think it's going to.
No, I think it will. There's a lot of stakeholders are giving their input, so they got to sort it out. Ben Cardin is on the on the Senate Small Business Committee, and I love his quote. It says there will be an all-out sprint to negotiate past new rents. Hey, our friend Paul Mirsky with ICPA reached out to us, and he begins talking about how important it is to deal with the July 31st date. He said that's the primary pressure point. Joseph, can you give us the next slide, please? Senators Rubio and Cardin are crafting a new PPP program, and then to include needy businesses. Michael, did we lose Joseph, or what's the story there?
There we go.
There we go, I think. Okay. And Senator Rubio, this was on Thursday. What happened on that hearing, Katie?
This is the hearing that's coming up this week. Rubio is going to...
I confused that with, I guess something was Friday. Go ahead.
Yeah, there was a hearing in the Senate on Friday that we've talked about over the past couple of days. That was with the SBA administrator and the Treasury Secretary. But this is an upcoming hearing from Senator Marco Rubio. He's going to be heading the Senate Committee on Small Business and Entrepreneurship. For this hearing, it's going to be called the Capital Access for Minority Small Businesses COVID-19 Resources for Equitable and Sustainable Recovery. And I do not know the full list of what they're talking about yet, but that will be on Thursday.
Yeah, and we'll have John on tomorrow to help us walk us through that. So that's nice to that these people wait. Hey, obviously a lot of doom and gloom, but this isn't, well, the facts, it is what it is. If you're a nimble small business and you know how to sell on Amazon, you're doing well, Lance.
Amazon, Walmart, we were talking about some of the positives. Both are doing incredibly well, and those small businesses that support them are doing incredibly well as also. I mean, I know some logistics companies that support Walmart and Walmart.com, and they're doing incredibly well. Walmart is performing, Amazon's performing, Target is performing. So any small business that supports these very successful larger companies is going to do well in this.
Yeah. Unfortunately, in today's environment, we're asking our small business owners to be Renaissance men and women. And now not only do they have to figure out how to develop new lines of product sales, but how to manage the local restrictions, how to manage employees, how to apply for PPP. I mean, it's the job of the small business owner is as difficult as the job of the small business lender. How's that for a line, Lance?
Absolutely. The Amazon makes me think of a quick joke, Bob. There was a gentleman and his wife who liked to order things on Amazon, and they moved. And their UPS guy left a gift on their porch because he missed them and was saying, going to miss bringing packages to you on a daily basis. But I thought that was quite funny.
That's not a joke. It's my wife and I. Anyway.
That's a real story. My wife, too. And me.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Real quick, Lance, take this question from Theo. This came in yesterday. And again, there's a lot of confusion out there about EIDL loans, PPP loans. What's going on?
Well, you're not required to refinance an EIDL loan with PPP loan, although the EIDL grant amount needs to be included. But if they got an EIDL loan, does not prohibit them from getting a PPP loan and doesn't have to be refinanced with a PPP loan. The idle loan is intended to be used for operating capital, and I know the PPP loan is similar, but the PPP loan has specific categories of usage, where the idle loan is just like a working capital loan. So it does not have to be paid off with a PPP.
Katie, two questions. Number one, where are we for funding on this because this loan, the program expired, then I think it came back, and where are we on the $10,000 grant issue?
The $10,000 grant is over last I heard. I haven't heard about it being reinstated yet, but the EIDL program is still available in the traditional sense of it. It's just the grant that's over.
Okay, but you are still able to access. I'm sorry, I can't call it EIDL. I don't the EIDL. We can still access that program, right, Lance?
Right.
Well, and the one thing about EIDL that I've heard, there are a lot of people who applied and have been told, yes, you qualify, that still have not gotten money. And I did see a couple of press releases, related to EIDL loans, and they're still funding those loans. I had one small business tell me, hey, I was told I qualified and I hadn't heard anything. And I said, just be patient. There'll be a day when you finally get the money that they're telling you you're going to get. So, yes, it's still out there, but the EIDL grants are gone.
Lance and I are putting together a webinar on construction underwriting. This is critical because of all the changes, what's happening, obviously, in our economy. And construction underwriting is a very difficult niche because what, Lance, you don't have any collateral until you finish the project. So it's, good luck trying to liquidate a frame building, which is only 60% done. So we're going to talk about that.
I hear this, Bob, even from Chris Hearn, our friend down in Florida, talking about they're looking at some industries, construction opportunities in industries that you had a finished product right now, you might be concerned. But you take a restaurant and you have a ground-up construction project. It's probably not, if you did the loan today and closed it today, it's probably not going to be ready for business until about June or July of next year. Well, the whole world it's going to change between now and then. So it's, in my opinion, not as risky as if you had an existing restaurant you were doing a loan on it at this time.
Well, we're identifying specific niches that you should consider, specific industries, and so that's a fun one putting together. Hey, we know several of you are still working out of the house, so feel free to take advantage of our training. We have our underwriting, servicing, liquidation, and a little loan broker course as well. Obviously, go back to that, Joseph. We are, and Lance and I are committed as soon as they release the new 50-10-6. We will have some updates for that. And finally, thank you for your support on our franchise and NAICS data. That's something that we enjoy putting together, and we enjoy making it available to the industry.
Well, Bob, I actually used the report today. I was putting together an opportunity memo for a large project and used the report as part of my support for the loan proposal I was making.
Good. All right. Well, thank you all very much. Thank you for joining us today for Coleman Report Live and for supporting America's Main Street, one entrepreneur at a time. Talk to you tomorrow.
Great.